coming a little earlier, or maybe you told me it was going to be an hour knowing it wasn't going to be an hour, because you know they do that stuff, like when you go somewhere and you're waiting, they'll tell you it's going to be longer than what they actually expect it to be, so that way when they come get you earlier, it's like, oh great, it wasn't so long of a wait. I don't need you doing that. If you tell me you're not going to be here for an hour, do not show up early, because nobody's going to be there. Oh. I didn't mean to start recording. It's got this like gesture thing on, so I think I was moving my hands to mess with my hair, and it started recording. Anyway, what's up, y'all? It is Thursday, the 7th. It's 2:30, and I'm leaving work because I need to go get my car checked. So I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Well, nothing happened. Nothing happened with my car. But I've been meaning to get a tune-up done. So I'm just backing up in the parking lot. Get a tune-up done, and I was talking to one of the guys at the gym because he works in automotive industry. He works somewhere. So anyway, I asked him if he could recommend somebody or a place to get it done. So he told me about this place. That was a couple of days ago. So I went ahead and called them. I called. And the woman who answered the phone was basically like, they don't really recommend that anymore. Like, getting a tune-up like every so often, whatever. Which my car is 8 years old. I had this car for 8 years, so I'm just like, let me just get everything checked, you know. So anyway, she was just like, you know, are you having anything going on with it? Yada, yada, yada. So I was talking to her, and anyway, so I'm just going to go. They're just going to run like some diagnostic stuff and all of that. And then if there's anything they need to do, they'll give me an estimate for that. And of course, they're going to charge me for the stuff they're doing today too, but yeah. And she said, I asked her, I was like, okay, do I still need to make an appointment for that? And she was like, no, you don't need an appointment. You can just come in. I was like, okay. So, yeah, so I'm on my way over there now. And, oh, y'all, I haven't vlogged. I got something to show y'all. Do you see it? Hold on. Wait, focus. I don't know if I can focus on the front. You see it? Oh my gosh. There it is. You can't see it against my finger. You see it? You see it? It's right there. Assuming that's not something in my hair. Wait. So yeah, that happened. That was this past Friday. So yeah, that is happening. Also, I recorded that. I recorded that video to send to my people. But I noted the date somewhere. Hopefully, where I won't forget where I wrote it or where I saved it. Because I would ask my siblings. So I'm a few months shy of 33, and I'm the youngest of 4. And the sibling closest to me is 4 years older. And I would ask them, like, when did y'all start graying? Because there's people like a lot younger than me with grays, and I don't have any gray hair. So I'm just curious. And none of them remember. They're like, oh, I'm not sure. So I wrote mine down. Well, I didn't write it. I typed it somewhere. So hopefully I will remember where I put that. So when somebody asks me, I can tell them. If I don't remember, I can tell them, or my kids or something, you know, whatever. So yeah, that happened. I'm kind of excited. Okay, well anyway, so that's going on. But yeah, I'm on my way over to the service place right now. I'm trying to figure out how to set my hair because I'm hot. It's hot. Yeah, so I haven't decided yet if this is going to be a random one-day vlog. It's a Thursday. Or if I want to keep this just kind of vlog for the next few days, see how it goes. I just figured I'd go ahead and vlog today because I haven't vlogged and I actually had something to do. So most days I'm just doing the same thing for the most part. So yeah, that's where I'm headed. See you when I get there. Okay, so I just got here and it's all kind of cars out here, y'all. So I don't know if they are actually working all these cars, if some of them maybe done and just need to be picked up, and others are maybe employees' vehicles and stuff. I'm sure some of them are employee vehicles, but it's not a real time. So anyway, we're gonna go see what's going on. Y'all, I'm a little irritated. So I feel like when I talked to the lady on the phone the other day, she really should have asked more qualifying questions. Hold on, let me wipe this off. First of all, this keeps moving. And I'm looking in the wrong spot. And I'm looking in the wrong spot. Okay, I think it's just the glare because this is sitting in the sun, and I didn't realize that earlier. But anyway, hopefully that's not too bad. But yeah, she definitely should have asked some qualifying questions when I talked to her the other day, because I don't know if she just assumed that I was going to be dropping it off and could just leave it. But anyway, I really should have made an appointment. So she said what they do is most people bring their stuff and drop it off like in the morning, and then they just kind of work through them in the order that they come. So she was like, they actually have a few here today that were dropped off yesterday, and I'm like, I can't leave my car. So I mean, even if I know people around that could pick me up if I didn't want to just sit here for hours on end, but I can't leave my car overnight or the whole day or anything like that. So I just need it checked. So anyway, so she was like, they absolutely were not going to be able to get to it today because, like I said, they're still working through the ones that got dropped off today, and they had a few that were here from yesterday. So yeah. So I'm gonna tell you something though. Now I got the time at work to take off, so that's not really an issue. But the thing is, I really don't like just taking off like that, especially because we got a lot of stuff going on at work right now. And it's like, I, kind of try to be mindful of that when I'm taking off, especially at the last minute like this. And I got something else I'm trying to get scheduled that is going to be like in the next couple weeks. And I really don't have a definitive time on that right now. That's looking like one of those things where it's like they give you a big window instead of giving you an exact time. So I'm already kind of like, I'm about to have to deal with that. But yeah, anyway, so I got the time to use. Oh, that's what I was going to say too. I actually didn't really use much time today because with all the stuff we've had going on, I've been working over and stuff like that. So I kind of got some comp time basically built up that I'm using. So yeah, I'm not using actual book time, but or on the book time. But yeah, so I'm a little not pleased right now. Yeah, so anyway, so she went ahead and got me on the schedule for next week. So I'm gonna come Tuesday. And she was like, what time you get up? And I was like, she was like, well, I think first she had asked if I lived here. I was like, or if I worked here. And I was like, no, I work in Decatur. And she's like, oh, okay. Because I was telling her, I was like, I couldn't drop it off. Like, I'll have to wait with it. I would probably need to wait with it. And then she was asking when she was trying to schedule it. She was like, asking what time I get off. I was like, well, I get off at 5. She's like, oh, because they close at 5:30. It's like, so that ain't gonna work either. So it's kind of like, obviously if I'm here this early today, then that means I left work to come here when I did specifically ask if I needed an appointment. So she was like, she went ahead and put it on there, and she was like, so they know, that I'm gonna be coming to bringing it, because that is kind of the way they work, is they just kind of go in the order that the stuff comes in that day, even though they had an appointment schedule on their on the website. But the reason I called was because at that time I was still trying to schedule a tune-up, and they didn't actually have that as an option. So that's why I was calling to make the appointment instead of just doing it through the site. But anyway, so she was like, since they know, they'll be ready, to just go ahead and pull mine through. Basically jump me in the line of whatever comes in that day, instead of, dropping it onto the back end of the line. So yeah, so I'll be back over here next week. Unless I decide to just not do it. Y'all listen. Because I told her again, I was like, because she was like, is there anything like going on with it? And I was like, well, the car's 8 years old. I really just want to get it checked out. I'm trying to keep it as long as I can. And then she was like, hasn't been doing anything or whatever. So I was telling her about, the little sputtering thing they did the other day. But it hasn't continued to do that. It just did it and it stopped. But I said, I've been needing to get it checked. Just for peace of mind. So yeah, so I'll be back over here next week. I'll be back over here Tuesday. She said, she put me down for like 3 or 4 or something like that. She was like, the closer I can get to 3, the better. Which I got here at about 3 today. I left at 2:30, and I got here at about 3. But yeah, she said the closer to 3, the better. And again, since they went in and put it down, and they know I'll be coming, they'll be able to go ahead and get me in when I come that day. Which, she just asked if I had a day next week that I could come. And that's the other thing too. Like, a lot of times, I generally don't, I don't like to do too much scheduling when I'm outside of the office like that, because I need to be able to check like calendars and all that. I'm looking at the screen. I'm sorry, y'all. I need to be able to check calendars and stuff because some of the things that we do, like, and I've probably said this before, is stuff where it's only me and my boss can do certain things. So we generally try not to be gone at the same time. I don't recall. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have anything going on next week or scheduled to be off for next week at this point, so we should be fine. And the lady did tell me, she was like, if I need to change it, then call and let her know. But yeah, I mean, they were good. She was nice, handling everything. But I'm still irritated that you didn't tell me that when I called, because now I just wasted time, which again wasn't time that I had on the books technically, but it's still 2 hours, 2.5 hours that I could have used doing something else, or I could have waited and used that to come next week. But now when I come next week, I'm actually gonna have to use time. So, not to mention, it's just me driving over here for nothing. So anyway, I'm about to go. Oh, I can't wait to see him at the gym tomorrow. Tell him about it. Because what I asked him, and see, he didn't tell me any of this either, and he may not have remembered or known or something, but I asked him, because when I asked and he told me that, I was like, he recommended this place. I was like, okay, so have you been there recently, or is this someplace you like, well, I ain't been there like 20 years, but oh my gosh, I can't see anything. Why did it fly through here? And this is not a very good setup they got over here, for them to be so busy. Anyway, yeah, let's see. So yeah, I guess most of those cars are people. See how much clearer this looks now that we got some good lighting happening. But yeah, so I guess most of those cars actually were there for that. Let me see which way I want to go. I want to take this. Okay, we'll go this way. Wait, is that okay? That's changing. It's so dim. I was like, wait, can I go or not? Okay. I don't know. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. Okay. So yeah, I can't wait to tell him about this tomorrow. About this little fiasco that's got me up here for nothing. But yeah, he did say that, and I was asking, yeah, when he was like, because he said he got his air condition, he had to get an air conditioner fixed or something like that, and he said it was like 6 months ago or something. So I was like, okay, because he also said, he was like, I'm gonna tell you, they're a little pricey. I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, they're not like just real expensive, but they're definitely not the cheapest either though. He's like, but they will work. Which he probably has some other places he could have given me, but he asked where I lived. And I told him, that I lived out this way, which, isn't the city that we were in at the gym. So he gave me some place closer to where I actually live. But I'm so annoyed. And I'm gonna tell you the other thing though with that, because like I said, I got the time. It's not really that big of a deal for me to take off. But between all the stuff we got, okay, so I don't know if I told y'all this, but my company sold recently. Yeah, I don't even remember if I told y'all that or not. But anyway, sorry, I had an eye booger. It's 3 o'clock. Where'd that come from? Anyway, so y'all just still coming, huh? Sorry, I'm so thrown off now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so yes, we just had stuff, transitional kind of stuff going on, trying to get stuff together, and so there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on, to where it's like between just having stuff to do and kind of checking things and whatnot, I also still have just the regular stuff that I do at the very end of the day, like that I was already doing before and all of that. What you doing, baby? You tripping. Okay. So just with all that stuff, I really hate putting that off on somebody else. Especially with what I consider to be short notice. Because which I don't know how many places actually even adhere to this kind of thing now, but they generally, as a general rule, you're supposed to give like a week or 2 notice if you're going to take off. Now, we're not talking about emergency stuff or sick leave and stuff like that, but scheduling taking off, you want to give a little notice. So I really don't like to be just now saying, oh hey, I'm gonna leave this off, when I left today. Now I'm gonna have to leave early one day next week, and then depending on what goes on with this other thing that I already had in the works, I'll probably have to leave early a day the following week as well, or possibly even have to take the whole day, because they gave me like a 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. window, and I'm really annoyed by that. And I mean, annoyed to the point of I should probably contact them. I may see if they have more information on the site before I actually pick a day, because a lot of those places, first of all, they don't have that big of a window. It's like maybe like a 6-hour window, maybe, and then they give you a little notice, an hour or so before, right? So so if they got something like that where it's like, okay, that's what they're giving me on this main scheduling page, but then once I get on into the process, it'll give me a smaller window, then that'll be fine. But if it's going to be one of those things where it is just giving me that, and they're not going to be able to tell me when they're coming until maybe even an hour before. I mean, I have like a 40-minute commute, and that's without traffic. So if you tell me you're going to be there in about an hour, and then for some reason you end up, coming a little earlier, or maybe you told me it was going to be an hour knowing it wasn't going to be an hour, because they do that stuff like when you go somewhere and you're waiting, they'll tell you it's going to be longer than what they actually expect it to be. So that way, when they come get you earlier, it's like, oh, great, it wasn't so long of a wait. I don't need you doing that. If you tell me you're not going to be here for an hour, do not show up early, because nobody's going to be there. So yeah, anyway, kind of see what they're going to do, because at this point, this is the thing. This is what happened, y'all. Okay. I just saw this morning. I just did all this morning. So I ordered something, and they had $25 delivery plus installation, or it's $24.99, or $99.99 for delivery only. And I was like, what? And I'm getting that, it's probably like, it's going to be obviously it's going to be handled differently, right? But it's like, if you could deliver and install it for $25, having it going to the store first, and then them bringing it to me from the store, then why couldn't you just do that and just deliver it, instead of trying to have it delivered on the truck, which is what's going to cost me $100 to have it delivered? Like, why not just do it this other way to begin with? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, I went ahead and did the delivery plus installation, because again, I'm thinking, you know what, I got the time to use. It doesn't, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. But here's the thing with that too. While I'm trying to make a decision on whether or not I'm just gonna go ahead and have them deliver it, also, once I got over into the process, it had a note on there about having somebody there to sign for the delivery. So now I'm like, okay, was that only for this option, or were y'all gonna say that if I had gotten just a delivery without installation? Because the whole purpose of me getting it delivered was I'm not gonna have to be there, so you could just drop it off, and then I'll do whatever I need to do with it when I get home. But if you're saying even to just have it delivered, it was gonna have to be signed for, and it's like, that don't really work, So anyway, I was already irritated with that whole process, because they had me making the decision about, whether I was going to have it delivered and installed. Picked up wasn't an option for me. I mean, I could get somebody to go with me with a truck to get it, but I really don't like trying to, work around people's schedules to try to do that kind of stuff. So anyway, so I wasn't trying to do that. I'm trying to have it just brought to my door. And so it's got all of that on the page, like earlier in the process. But then it's like, but it doesn't actually give you any details about how all of that's going to work on that page. So it's like, well, I need to know how this is going to work before I can make a decision about which one I'm going to do. Because if it ends up being where it really is going to be that big of a window, and you can't tell me until, however close to time when you're actually going to be there, I'm not trying to take off all day just to be sitting around waiting for y'all, So if that's the case, then I would obviously want to just go ahead and pay $75 more and just have it delivered. But then even then, if that turns into a you got to be there to sign for it thing, then it's like, scratch all of this. I'm gonna just go buy this on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Or something, right? I'm just like, this is gonna be way more of a thing than it should have been. So, yeah. Anyway. Sorry, I'm reading signs. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna go home and do. I thought about going by my sister's, which was really what I was planning to do when I left there today, when I left the place. If I, had done everything like I had planned to do. But with me coming through and leaving at the time that I did leave, she may or may not be out picking up kids and stuff. And then also I'm just kind of irritated, so yeah, so I'm going home. But I wanted to think about taking my hair down. I don't want to wear my hair out. I don't want to wear my hair out. I have to show and tell y'all about it. So I'll tell you about it now. We'll see what it looks like when I get home. I've been needing to trim my ends, and I will say this: I don't know why. I do know. So I always have in my mind that my ends are worse than they really are. And I guess that's mainly because they don't feel good. And I know part of that is, somewhat to be expected just because of the age of your ends. It's the oldest part of your hair, yeah. And then also probably just me not doing a very good job of keeping them moisturized and all of that. But even when I used to get my hair straightened annually. Like, I go to one of my cousins, she's a stylist and a beautician. Yeah. And I'd get my hair straightened and, get my ends cleaned up and everything. And she must be like, your ends really, aren't that bad. Considering I'm only coming once a year, and I was, just kind of dusting and cleaning it up some myself throughout the year. But, yeah, she was like, it's really not that bad. But for some reason, I was always expecting them to be, bad. Oh, you're going to have to do a lot, right? But she's like, no, it's not that bad. Now, if anything, she might have taken off a little more just to kind of shape it up or something like that, but not necessarily for the sake of damage, though. So, anyway, so I got that rib. I'm pretty sure I've shown y'all that I got the rib hair. So I've used it a couple of times. That first time I used it with my twist still in, and I used it to go ahead and dry stretch my twist. And then this last time I used it with my hair freshly washed. And then I went through a few days later, and, did some cutting, which was the whole purpose behind me getting it, really, was to be able to straighten my hair more and get my hair straighter than just stretching it on my own the way I've been stretching it. And so I can clean up my ends. But like I said, my ends really don't be as bad as I be thinking. And I was cutting them, and I was looking at it before I cut it. And I'm like, it actually doesn't look that bad. Because I'm expecting to hold it and see a bunch of splits and stuff. But I really wasn't seeing that much. And that's not to say that I don't have any splits, because I've definitely seen where some hair is broken off or something, and then I'll pick it up and look at it and can very clearly see where it's split in multiple places up the shaft of the hair. So I definitely have them, but yeah, but it wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I did a little snippety snipping, and then I was trying to even it out from one side to the other. So anyway, I definitely took out more hair than necessary. I care, but only to a certain extent, yeah. Anyway, whoops. Made a little turny turn. All right, let's get back in position. Are we good enough? I guess that's good enough. So yeah, definitely took more than I needed to. And it's one or two spots where it's oh my gosh. But honestly though, I'm thinking about it, and I feel one of those spots that is it's definitely, this road is bumpy, so I don't know how well this is gonna do. I can't just hold this the whole time. I'm trying to keep it straight. Are you getting back over, or are you staying here? See, this right here is gonna make me mad. This thing is real loose, and it's supposed to be tight. It shouldn't be moving around like that. Anyway, so see, now you got this glare. I don't know where the sun is hitting at. Okay, it's hitting it from the front. I don't know. Whatever. So hopefully y'all can see me. I'm a little irritated with everything at this point. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Y'all, I'm so over this. My finger's on the screen. Hopefully it doesn't turn the video off. So what was I saying? So there's a spot where I know I had cut it a little shorter. I knew I did it when I did that. Not here recently, but some time ago. And that's just because there's a section of my hair, and I don't remember if the texture was just looser right there, or if it seems like maybe that hair is just growing faster, or what was going on. But there would always be this spot in my hair, like I don't know if I would say around my crown or just a little lower in the back of my crown, where it would just hang way too low, right? So then it would kind of throw my shape off of whatever I was trying to do with my hair. And I went ahead and cut it knowing that it was going to kind of make it pretty uneven, which is probably already uneven anyway. But my thinking was, I don't wear my hair straight, so it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I'd rather go ahead and cut it and have it look right in the way that I normally wear my hair, which is, twist out or some kind of, like, not necessarily wash and go, but just some kind of not straightened hairstyle. I'd rather have it where it's gonna look right done that way than have it where it's, all even and stuff when it's straight, but then when I go back to wearing it the way I wear it 95% of the time, I got this piece that's hanging down too far in the back, and it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? So I cut it knowing that it was going to be off like that, and it was really obvious. It was really obvious when I stretched it out with that dryer. So yeah, I don't think, I'm not gonna wash it. I think I'm just gonna wet it, and because right now it's still got a little bit of stretch to it. Like, I dampened it and put some stuff in it before I did these twisted, like before I twisted this the last time. But I want to, like, really, maybe not fully saturate it, but wet it more than what I did to do this, and figure out something I want to do with it. I don't know if I just want to keep it down, just keep it down, or exactly what I'm gonna do. But oh, let me over, baby, because I don't know what they doing up here. If they had an accident or what. I'm trying to get past y'all, get over. It might have just stopped. I don't know if they had an accident where they sit. I don't know. I would show y'all, but I only got one hand available. I have no idea what they're doing. Well, maybe they did. I don't know what they're doing. It's a nice clean car. That one good thing wrong with it. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna figure out something to do with my hair. And since I'm gonna be home earlier than I planned, I will sorry, I was thinking through something. Yeah, I'll have more time to let whatever I do to my hair dry, depending on how wet it is. Yeah, okay, that's enough. Okay, y'all, I'm home, as you can see, in the garage. And after the last video, I kept talking about it and thinking about it, and I've made the decision that I'm just not gonna do it. So that's that. Yeah, so whenever I get whatever I'm supposed to get about the appointment, I'll just go ahead and cancel it, and that way I don't have to deal with it. Because my thought process with that. So with those butterflies. There's be butterflies all around the house. I love it. Yeah, so I'm very much a preventative maintenance kind of person. So it's like, I think about it like this. And I know some people do this, but I'm not one of those people. You don't wait until a tire blows to change your tires. You know that the tires are wearing down. You go ahead and replace them. Don't wait and let it blow on you, and then now you want to go scrambling trying to get tires, right? That's how I operate. It's like, I don't want to wait for something to happen. If it can be checked and we can see that, hey, like, this belt is worn down, it's gonna need to be replaced soon or something like that, I'd rather go ahead and do it than wait for it to break. And then now I'm, having to get this done, like, right away. at a time where I didn't really schedule it out or anything. It's just like a sudden thing that's got to be done. So I don't really like doing that kind of stuff if there is a means for me to have already taken care of it before it got to that point. So that was really the logic. But what I'm finding in the conversation with her, with the lady today, because there were a few people in there, but she was the one who was helping me. I was talking to her today, and I think she was probably the same one that I talked to on the phone the other day, because when I went in there was a man and a woman at the front, and there's somebody else over on the side, but there was a man and a woman at the front, and there was a woman that I talked to on the phone. So assuming it's probably the same two people that be in there most days, I would expect. So she's probably the one I talked to on the phone. But yeah, so today and the other day when I talked to them, it was basically like, okay, well, what's going on with it? Like, is there a specific reason that I'm trying to get it checked? So if their logic is you don't really need to get anything checked or done to it until there's actually something going on, it's very much like if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mindset, right? If that's their way of doing things, and it's kind of like, well, if I don't really need to get anything done to it, like, really need to have stuff run, test run and stuff, if there's nothing really going on with it for them to be looking for some specific thing, then why am I stressing myself out trying to get this done? So yeah, that's where we are at now. So I'm supposed to get some kind of text confirmation or something about the appointment. So I'll just go ahead and cancel it whenever that comes. And I'm still gonna let him know tomorrow when I see him. If he's there tomorrow, he should be there tomorrow. He's supposed to be there tomorrow. Excuse me. Let's see the Band-Aid. Okay, I don't know why. Well, it might have been the way the light was hitting it earlier. It seemed like I couldn't really see it on my hand. Sorry, I'm gas. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just not gonna do it. And I will still schedule my thing for a couple of weeks from now. And now I feel a little bit better about that, because I don't feel like I'm just doing one thing after the other, So yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I need to go in there and look at that, because they sent me something after I placed the order this morning about scheduling an appointment, delivery installation appointment. But I just left that part because I wanted to wait and see how today went, because like I told you earlier, they were going to check some stuff, and then they're supposed to give me an estimate on any work that might actually need to be done. So at that point, then I could see how that was all that was gonna go, if I need to get more stuff done, how when I was gonna schedule that, so that I could kind of work all of that out at once, maybe something like that. But like if I could schedule that delivery to be like a morning delivery, and then schedule my appointment with them for like 1 or something like that, then I could do it all the same day. So yeah, so anyway, so I was waiting to do that until after I went today. So now I got to do that. Well, when I was looking at it earlier, I don't really understand I don't understand their calendar on there. So it had the days, and it had some of the days grayed out. Now, to me, a grayed out day means there are no available deliveries that day, or no available times that day. That's what that means to me. But it would still let me click those days. Then it had days that were just open, just white, and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Hold on. Let me see if I can do a screen recording to show y'all. I don't know if it's gonna look the same on my phone as it did on the computer, but I'm gonna see if I can pull it up and show y'all. This is what the scheduling screen looks like. So when I looked at this earlier, it had the 21st grayed out too. So now it's looking like it just has like, okay, so the 20th is when they said it's supposed to be there. So I could see, all this stuff before that being grayed out because it's not going to get there till the 20th. So I can't get it before then. But then they got the 25th grayed out too. So it's like, okay, does that mean they don't do Monday deliveries? But like I said earlier, it had the 21st grayed out as well. So it was like, so it's just like, why they got these random gray days? Like, what's going on? But it had the 21st grayed out, but then it still let me select it. So I don't know. So maybe it does mean what I thought. And those are days that I actually can't select. Because see, like now it won't even change to those days. But like I said earlier, it was showing 21 is great, 21st is great, but it still let me click it. So, okay. So I guess that's what's going on. But look, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And at first, when I looked at it just a minute ago, I thought, well, wait, they do Saturdays? Do y'all do Saturdays? Listen, don't tell me y'all do Saturdays. What's the 23rd? September 23rd. I'm going to have to check my calendar. Because we might do a Saturday. If y'all do Saturdays, I'll take it. But, yeah, while I'm scrolling, make sure nothing over here y'all don't need to see. Yeah, also, okay, it's not showing it. But listen, I don't know why so many of these websites be giving me bad locations. So, like, this had me in, what it had me when I went on it this morning. It had me, I think it said South Lake or something. It was somewhere in Georgia. For some reason, a lot of them be putting me somewhere in Georgia. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's a, well, I don't use like a VPN kind of thing or anything like that to like, have my stuff show up somewhere else. But I don't know why that is because I'm not close enough to Georgia for my stuff to be picking up as I'm in Georgia. Now I could see it picking up showing that I'm, somewhere else, but not that far away. Anyway, this right here had it in my state on the mobile website, but it still wasn't the one that's closest to me, so I don't know what's going on. Well, yeah, listen, hold on, y'all. If they got Saturday, If they got Saturday, we're gonna do Saturday. We're gonna start this video first though, because I need to look at my calendar. Okay, I didn't actually have to start the video. I don't have much on my calendar. So I was like, let me make sure you know y'all need to see. Okay. I think we can do the 23rd, y'all. Oh, man. All right. See, it's showing Hoover. I don't live in Hoover. Just FYI. Let me see what it's showing here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so hello people. I am back. So look at it. I could actually probably stand and wash it, but I'm not gonna do that today. That's not the plan. It actually looks good. Just I'm looking at it in the camera. The shape of it looks good just from my little flat twist out situation, but yeah, this isn't really the look I want though. I want my little coils. So I'm not completely decided what I'm gonna do. I'm not completely decided on how I want to go about this, or what I'm gonna try to do to it. So I have this out, which this is what I put in it the last time I redid those big twists, those big flat twists. I wet it and I put some of that in. So that's already in there. So if I wet it enough, I may not need to put anything in it at all, honestly. But I don't know. I think I want to put some mousse in it. Because I think, okay, so what I was thinking originally was to put that in it, but now that I am remembering that I didn't put a lot of that in it though the other day. Um, but I am remembering that I already put some of that in my hair, so I don't know. I might wet it and see what it does just with me pulling back through the product that's already in it, and then probably go ahead and put some mousse in it. So I want to point something out because I'll keep touching this piece right here. This piece is just hanging this long because it's staying together. It's not that big of a difference between this side and this side. It's just the way that it's laying there. So like I specifically went back through and tried to even that stuff up. So that's what I was talking about when I said that earlier about I ended up going back through it trying to even it from one side to the other. So yeah, so even though that's hanging like that, it's just the way it's laying there. It's not, yeah, it's not long. It's not really longer at all, really. So let's see. Got my mousse. I love this. Love that mousse. I love it. I love this stuff. Okay. I'm so far away. Come closer. Okay. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all. It does look good though. I would just have to shape it some kind of way because right now it's kind of weird, but yeah. Yeah. But so you see these pieces right here? It's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can tell for real from this angle and the lighting and stuff. I don't know how much you can see. Let's not, nope, not that way. Let's take me down a little bit. I feel like that's better. Okay. Wait, I didn't lock that. Did it go back? Oh, you know, does it let me lock on here? I don't know. Because I know when I do that on pictures, it'll lock. But I don't see a way to do that. So when I press somewhere else, it just moves. Okay. I don't know, y'all. We'll just see how it goes. All right. So, not really sure what we're going to do. I'm going to try not to give you a really long, real-time video of what I'm about to do because I did so much talking already. It's going to be long. It's going to be a long video where not much happened. You know what? I'm going to pin it or something while it's stretched out like this. I got this because I was going to start separating it, but I'm thinking now. So that's the thing. When it's like this, then it's like, I kind of want to take advantage of it already being stretched out instead of doing what I'm really thinking about doing right now, which is wetting it and letting it draw back in. I'm just like, what could I do with it right here that I can't? Oh, just a very basic little roll. And then it hangs. But see, it's hanging kind of weird. Like that, the way it's hanging on camera, it doesn't look too weird. But in the mirror, it looks a little strange. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to try to figure that out. I'm going to go with the original plan. And what I was saying was I'm trying to decide how much of this y'all are going to see in real time and what I'm just going to make a separate video of and fast forward through. I think we're just going to fast forward through most of it. How about that? We'll do that. All right, here we are. So what I ended up doing, I did those sections in the back using the mousse, and then I just ended up putting some cream over it because I feel like, because normally the mousse will do what I needed to do, but I think because it's stretched out already and I'm trying to revert it, and then also the stuff that I already had on it, the mousse just wasn't doing what I needed it to do. So I went ahead and put this on. Now, you can see where it's like, well, you can, well, I don't know, it's already starting to tone down, but it's got like this white cast on it. So what I found when I got like right in here, specifically on this side, it wasn't really bad on this side, but on this side I had a lot of really waxy buildup. And I used the same stuff over all of my hair when I did those big flat twists, the chunky flat twists, whatever. And yeah, so apparently I just went pretty heavy up through here. And just breathe some hair in my nose. So yeah, so it was really looking bad to the point that I was thinking, don't tell me I've gone through pretty much all of my hair and now I'm gonna end up having to wash it anyway, because it just looked really bad. Like to the point that I'm like pulling the product through and my hair is just kind of hanging instead of drawing up. Yeah, it's a lot of buildup. So I'm definitely gonna have to clarify my hair whenever I wash it. But yeah, okay, so see, like if I throw it over, you see it a little worse right in here. That's how it is on that side. It's just pretty bad. That's just I think that's mostly the cream right there, but yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about it. We'll see about it, because what I really don't want is to get up in the morning and it looks like this. So I'm gonna go do some stuff outside to kind of speed the drying up so I can see what it's gonna look like. Because like I said, like even now, it's already not looking as bad as it looked originally. Wait, what can you see? Okay, because I have my pants zipped, so they hanging on a little low. I mean, they're like down, but yeah, they're just not all the way up. So, yeah, it's already not looking as bad as it did when I first took my hand out of it. So we'll see. What I was saying though is I don't want to get up in the morning and see that it did leave a really bad cast on my hair, because at that point, that's gonna throw my whole morning off if I gotta try to stop and wash my hair real quick. So, and do something to it, you know. So, yeah. So I got a few things I can do outside that'll help me get it dry a little faster. And like, even if this does keep a cast through here, and see like that right there, that's partially just the cream. But even if this under here keeps a cast, as long as the rest of it doesn't look bad, that part will be fine, because it'll be covered up by this top section of hair. So it'll be okay. It's not ideal, but but you know, it won't be a, oh, I gotta wash my hair right now kind of thing. So yeah. So yeah. Sorry. Getting a new place. I can do this while it's drying. Like while it's still kind of wet, to keep it from all just clumping together. Which it'll still, even if I keep doing all of this, it's still not gonna move this much once it fully dries. But it'll move a little more than if I didn't do it. So yeah. So we shall see. I really hope that that it dries right. I hope it dries right, because I really don't want to have to do it in the morning or have to wash out all this product. And listen, y'all know, if you buy natural hair products, not hair products that are natural, products that are for natural hair. you know, Curlsmith is not one of the cheaper brands. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I wouldn't really want to waste this, but I'd rather waste this than waste this. So I mean, it's a lot in this bottle. And I put that stuff on heavy. But I still would not want to have to wash this out of my hair after I just put all that in it. So, look at this thing. Look. What hair. Poor bottle. Okay. So, that is done. And it looks like most of the yard is shaded now. So, it's a good time for me to go ahead and go outside for a while and do some things. So, I'm going to clean up in here. I already got the hair up. Oh yeah, I didn't have a lot of shed hair. There was some, but not a whole lot. Like I said, I did just redo those twists earlier in the week, like beginning of the week. What day was that? I don't know. Early in the week. So yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of shedding. And before I move on, I did want to tell y'all about the bandage. Hold on. It's on the floor because it came off when I got to one of those last sections. The bandage that I had on my finger. So, you see it? Hold on. See it? You can't see that. You can't see it now. Hold on. Let's see. It might have done better if I was on the back camera. Yeah, the front is not acting right. Okay, well, and plus you just can't really see it that well anyway. But so yesterday I decided to make some potato wedges with a couple of so I had potatoes from the garden. And most of them are small potatoes. I had a couple that were a little bigger than the other potatoes. They were a different kind of potato. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take these two bigger ones and make some potato wedges. And I was cutting them up, and I was trying to cut them like in the shape that potato wedges are in. So I cut them in half, and then I basically quartered them. And then I was trying to cut those quarters in half, but I wanted it at an angle. And my hand slipped, and the knife went on my finger, and it cut me, and I was like really bleeding. It was weird. I was like, wow, I'm bleeding so bad from that cut. But well, not that bad, but anyway. So yeah, it was bleeding, and I put a band-aid on it and everything before I went to bed last night. But then this morning it was fine. So like I went on everything, but I was at work, and not long before I left, I was putting something up, and my hand my finger hit like the edge of some papers, and I was like, oh no, because I felt it hit that open wound. So sure enough, it started bleeding again. So I was like, okay. So that's why I had that band-aid on, but it's fine now. So yeah, it came off. Now I'm ready about putting it back on, or putting a different one on. All right, I'm gonna have to wash my hands. And I'm gonna find something to do. I keep looking at it in the mirror, y'all. I'm just trying to see. Like, I still feel like there's very much a cast on it, but it definitely doesn't look as bad as it did. So I just have to wait and see how it goes. Especially after I'm outside in the heat for a little bit. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna wrap this up here. I'm gonna wrap this up here because I've been on here for a little bit. Supposed to be such a random vlogging day. I've been on here a lot, so I am not going to take you through me running around outside in the yard and all of that. I shouldn't have put that hair in the sink. But I did. Alright. Yeah, I'm not gonna subject you to that. So I am going to say goodbye here. Sorry, let me turn this. Let me turn this, y'all. I'm trying to do multiple things. Turn. Okay. Listen, I was about to try to pump some soap when I know I don't have any kind of liquid soap on this thing. I got this bar soap, which I think, is this the one that came, I think that was the one that came in that gift box that I got from my niece. I think that's the one. Anyway, yeah. Alright. I hope y'all are having it'll be Friday. I'm gonna go ahead and post this tomorrow. So hope you're having a good Friday and have a good weekend. I hope you have had a good week up to this point. Yeah, that's all. See ya.